So it's been a few months since my brother gifted me my Lenovo Legion Go. So my Lenovo Legion Go here is this massive and beautiful monster. And so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about why I love it and also some reasons why I hate it. Okay, so let's jump right into it and let's talk about the thing I love most about the Lenovo Legion Go, and that's going to be this 8.8 massive display. There's just a thing about being able to sit in the lobby of your girlfriend's hair appointment and be playing games on this, or maybe on a road trip or a plane or a ferry. And honestly, I love the fact that this 8.8 inch display is beautiful, it's vibrant, and it's crisp. So regardless if you're playing video games or perhaps you're using your Legion Go as a computer to type up your essays, you're going to have a great experience with this 8.8 inch display. When you're playing video games, the colors are vibrant, the refresh is nice and smooth. It is capable of outputting some really gorgeous graphics depending on the video game. So you're not going to be able to play modern 2025 AAA games on the Lenovo Legion Go, but that doesn't discount the Lenovo Legion Go from being able to keep up and even surpass other gaming consoles, let's say like the PlayStation 4, the Nintendo Switch, the Asus ROG Ally, and then also the Steam Deck. The Lenovo Legion Go screen, I promise you, is not going to let you down. But again, I want to fully disclose that if you are using the Lenovo Legion Go for gaming and you wanted to get the best graphics possible, make sure you're keeping your drivers up to date, because that's going to ensure that you are able to get the maximum amount of graphical output from your little big device. The next thing that I really found out that I loved about the Lenovo Legion Go is going to be the ergonomics. It is a little bit on the chunkier side and it's definitely heavy, but the fact that it has a kickstand right here, it just makes the Lenovo Legion Go super versatile. The fact that you can actually take the controllers off like so, yeah, I've actually become a pro at taking the controllers off in the last few months. You can actually go ahead and do this, and you can have, I guess you want to call it Lenovo Legion Go Joy-Cons or whatever you want to call it, but you can take these controllers and play games in a more comfortable posture. You can have the kickstand out like so, and then you can have this actual just display portion sitting a few feet, a few inches away from you, and you're still able to play games using these detachable Legion Go Joy-Cons. Did I just make a new term? If you know the actual naming convention of these controllers for the Legion Go, make sure to leave a comment down below, because I'm calling them the Legion Go Joy-Cons. There's just something about the fact that Lenovo really just knocked it out of the park with these Legion Go Joy-Cons, because of the fact that, sure, you could use it as a typical controller like so, but also whenever you purchase the Lenovo Legion Go, you actually get this thing, which is going to be a little magnetic clamp type thing. It's an accessory, is that you take the right-handed Legion Go controller Joy-Con and then you place it into this accessory like so. And this then effectively becomes two things, one of which is going to be what they call FPS mode, and that's going to be used for first-person shooters. And so you actually have this little toggle button right here that's going to be at the bottom of the right Legion Go controller, and then that's going to be able to be used as a first-person shooter, while your left Legion Go Joy-Con is actually going to be like your movement. So if you're playing Call of Duty or whatever it is, you can actually play that game using the Legion Go left Joy-Con controller and then a combination of the right Legion Joy-Con controller. And so here you would actually see it like this. This would be resting on a table or some sort of flat surface. You would be able to control your character with this, or pull the trigger with the right controller while it's sitting on the desk. And so the controller versatility is just mind-blowing to me, because on top of the fact that you can detach the controllers, you then have this FPS mode with the attachment, but the controllers themselves actually feel really good. The controllers actually have a lot of tactileness, and then both of the controllers actually have a bunch of buttons. So on the left-hand side of the Lenovo Legion Go Joy-Con controller, you can see that there is that analog stick right there, or that directional stick. You have the D-pad over here, as well as some settings buttons, and then you have the Legion space button, which we'll talk about that later. And then obviously you have your trigger button, and then on the back side of the left side of the controller, you have these two paddle buttons. And so it's just really, really cool. But the right Legion Go Joy-Con controller says hold my beer, because of the fact that it has way more buttons. So the right Legion Go Joy-Con has the XYBA button, as well as like the kind of start setting button, has the analog stick or the directional stick, and then it has a sensor here, which is going to be a trackpad. Yes, I know, I still have the sticker on the trackpad. It doesn't really affect my workflow whenever I'm playing games or whatever, so I just leave it on just because Why not? But on the back end of the right-hand side of the controllers, you then have more buttons. So you have one paddle button right there, another one right there, and then you have this scroll wheel right here, which is just super cool. I don't actually typically use it too much, but then there's more because on the right-hand side, on the side, you then have these extra buttons. That's not to include the actual trigger button. And so the actual buttons on the Lenovo Legion Go, they feel really good. They're really well spaced. And even though the Lenovo Legion Go controller Joy-Cons are a little bit on the chunkier side, they're really comfortable to hold. And you can see that you're able to play your games like this, or you could play it on tabletop. Now, before I move on to the next topic, I do want to state that whenever you have your right Legion Go Joy-Con controller in FPS mode with this little adapter, you can actually use this as a full-blown mouse. So one day, because you have the option to, you could write an essay on your Lenovo Legion Go, and if you forget your mouse, you could actually use this as a mouse to go ahead and type and do your mouse stuff. Is it ideal? I would say no, because of the fact that even though this is good for first-person shooters, it's not quite ideal ergonomically for using it as a long-term mouse, but it is really good if you are in a pinch. So that leads me to my next topic, which is going to be the fact that this device was inherently built as a gaming PC. And since it is a gaming PC, it has a full Windows operating system in there. So basically, as I hold it right now, it's a Windows tablet, but whenever I put the controllers back on, then it becomes a gaming PC. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to go ahead and hate the fact that this is running on full Windows operating system. I get that there is a lot of give and take when it comes to the operating system of a handheld device. Some people like that dedicated software like the Steam Deck or the Nintendo Switch, and some people actually like the versatility of having a full-blown Windows machine in the palm of their hands. I personally love the fact that it has a full Windows machine. And that's because of the fact that my girlfriend and I actually traveled to her mom's house because it was her mom's birthday. And I didn't have a laptop because I traded my laptop in for that thing right there. And I also didn't want to bring my corporate computer because I was technically on PTO, but I do want to check my emails. And so this Lenovo Legion Go, because it has Windows on it, it kind of satiated two of my needs. It satiated my media consumption because I was able to play games on the flight and what have you, but then I was able to check my emails. I was actually able to generate some Microsoft Forms reports, so on and so forth, all from this machine because it was connected to the internet. And so the operating system, yes, it's Windows, and yeah, some people are going to love it and hate it, but if you really take the time to think about the versatility of having a full-blown Windows machine in your carrying case like so, or maybe in your book bag without having to carry a dedicated laptop, I think that the multifaceted aspects of the Lenovo Legion Go are really just ahead of its competitors, because even though there is the ROG Ally, there's the MSI Claw, there's even the Steam Deck, where they are running on their own operating systems, the Lenovo Legion Go has a little bit of a one-up because of this feature right here, because of the fact that you can do this. The next topic I want to talk about is going to be the fact that the battery life on this is actually relatively decent. I have the ROG Ally, and I would have to say that that Ally, the battery drains really fast. And so the Legion Go's battery isn't like substantially longer than the ROG Ally's battery life, but the fact that I'm able to squeeze out a few more minutes of gameplay or word processing on the Lenovo Legion Go is just the winner in my book. Now, someone might say, why don't you just charge it while you're playing? Well, good point. That's actually my next topic because of the fact that the ports on the Lenovo Legion Go are really, really good. You actually get 3 ports. You have the USB-C portion at the top here. You have a second USB-C portion at the bottom here. So you can charge this while you're holding the actual console, or you could charge it while it's in tabletop. But the fact that you have 2 USB-C ports is actually really good because of the fact that if you had augmented reality glasses like the X-Reals or the Ray Neos or whatever augmented reality glasses you have, you could actually plug one of those augmented reality glasses into one of these ports and still charge your Lenovo Legion Go, which just expands the capabilities and the features and functions. The last of the 3 ports is going to be the top portion right here, which is going to be the micro SD port. And so this micro SD port is going to function like a micro SD port. It does actually work not like the original ROG Ally micro SD port. And so honestly, those 3 ports are actually pretty much all you need. Oh, actually, there are 4 ports, and that's going to be the headphone jack. Now, the last thing about the Lenovo Legion Go that I love, amongst many other things that I love, these are just my main things that I love about this wonderful device, is going to be the fact that it is relatively affordable. This Lenovo Legion Go came out a few years ago and I purchased it for free $99 because my brother is awesome and he loves me, but you can actually find this Lenovo Legion Go at a steep discount on some retailer sales events, mainly on Christmas as well as Black Friday. Before I found out that my brother was actually going to send me and gift me his Lenovo Legion Go, I was actually in the market of purchasing my own. And during Black Friday of 2024, I found the price to the Lenovo Legion Go dipping towards around $400 to $450, which I think is just phenomenal because I didn't talk about the specs in this video, but the tech specs on paper for this Lenovo Legion Go, they're not pushing any margins by any means, but the Lenovo Legion Go is still able to play modern games. And so even if this device is almost 3 years old now, it's still a really good device. You're still able to play a lot of games. And so I think at the price point of 400 to 450 USD on those sale events, this is a really good steal. I've actually seen on Facebook Market and Mercari, eBay, if you trust it, I've actually seen where the Lenovo Legion Go dips below the $400 marker, around the 300 to 325 marker, because of the fact that, again, it's an older device, but it's still wholly capable. All right, so now let's talk about the things that I don't necessarily like about the Legion Go. And the first thing I'm going to say is going to be the weight. Even though I get that this is a really big monster of a handheld console, it's pretty heavy. If you are going to be putting this in the case like so, and then you're going to put the case in your book bag, you're gonna feel this brick of a device in your book bag, or if you're brave enough, your purse. One of my wish list features for the Lenovo Legion Go 2, which is supposed to come out in 2025, is the fact that I hope that they're able to keep the design, I hope they're able to keep the versatility, but trim down some of that weight. Honestly, I think that long periods of time, this device is just not really a device that you wanna hold in your hands to play video games because it's just so heavy. But fortunately, there is that kickstand for that, as well as the detachable controllers, because you're able to put this heavy device on a table and then continue to play your video games. And so that's probably my biggest gripe about this device, is the fact that it's heavy. Okay, so the Legion Go is definitely bigger than its handheld counterparts like the Nintendo Switch, the Asus ROG Ally, the MSI Claw, and I think the Steam Deck and the Legion Go are competing for the biggest handheld PC. But regardless of the fact, is the fact that the Lenovo Legion Go is still capable of doing daily computing tasks, it's still capable of doing gaming tasks, and it's still capable of doing it on the go, compared to something like this. This is my iBuyPower Slate 8 Mesh. And so this is, in all intents and purposes, a gaming PC. And so this is capable of doing some pretty intensive video editing, photo editing. It's capable of doing some serious multitasking. And then even though I don't use it for gaming too much, it is capable of doing some pretty good gaming. Now you might be wondering, why am I comparing a desktop gaming PC to the Lenovo Legion Go? And that's because of the fact that on paper, both of the devices, the Legion Go and this thing right here, they're computers. So this one is obviously not portable, but the Legion Go is. This one is obviously going to be stronger, but the Lenovo Legion Go is definitely capable. So I guess what I'm trying to say, if I'm saying anything at all, is the fact that you could go ahead and buy one of these things and you could be very happy with it. I am definitely happy with it. I didn't think that I ever needed a gaming computer, and then YouTube happened. But the fact that I still have a PC and a gaming console integrated into one plastic shell, which is Legion Go, it's pretty awesome. Now, all that to say is just the fact that the Legion Go is a computer that you can take on the go. It can do what this thing can do. However, consider the Legion Go to be more like the red-headed stepchildren's cousin's brother, because it can do what this Slate 8 Mesh can do, but not as good. But the fact that you can take it on the go, I like that. The next thing that I don't like about the Lenovo Legion Go is the battery life. Now, I get it. I already just said that I love the battery life because I'm able to squeeze out a few minutes of more gameplay. Yeah, quote me on that. But the thing is because this Lenovo Legion Go is so large, I'm curious as to why Lenovo didn't add a bigger battery. Or maybe if they keep the battery at the same capacity, maybe input a more efficient processing chip because of the fact that, yes, I'm able to get an hour and a half, maybe 2 to 2.5 hours of gameplay on this with medium to low settings, but I kind of want more. But in a perfect world, I would like to be able to play the Legion Go for at least 3 hours before I start to see Windows show me that the battery is low. And so I know that's wishful thinking because of the fact that the Nintendo Switch, the ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, they all have their own battery issues. But honestly, I just feel like the fact that the Legion Go is so big, how come there isn't a more effective processor in there or even a larger battery? The last thing that I just don't like, or I loathe, or I even despise it actually, I don't like Legion Space. So if you're not familiar with Legion Space, it's going to be kind of like the gaming hub software that Lenovo installs into the actual device. And that's how you're going to be able to pull your games up or play your games from wherever you downloaded them, be that from Steam or Game Pass or what have you. But Legion Space, in my personal opinion, is just, I just don't like it. I feel like there are other gaming software hubs like the Armory Crate, for example, by Asus. Their Armory Crate functionality is really optimized. It's really super user-friendly, and the Legion Space, I could say, is almost the exact opposite. Now, I actually did dedicate a good chunk of my time to really just really trying to like Legion Space, but I feel like it's just missing something. It's clunky, maybe it's not as user-friendly, I don't know what it is, but I find out that I'd rather just launch a game from my Steam client or from Game Pass or whatever it is, so that way I could go ahead and play games and not have to use Legion Space. I do want to state that I could probably get better gaming performance if I actually use Legion Space to tweak some of the game settings or the performance aspects of the Lenovo Legion Go, so that way I can kind of tailor make the performance profiles for each respective game or each kind of gaming category. So at the end of the day, I really like the Lenovo Legion Go. I really love just the versatility of it. Even though it is a big and heavy boy, there is just so much to love about it. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 is expected to come out in the near future. I don't think I'll upgrade to that one because this one really just satisfies all my needs. I mean, I just like the fact that it's a computer and it's also a game station at the same time. All right, everybody, that's my 5-month review follow-up on this Lenovo Legion Go. I really am grateful to my brother for having gifted me this awesome device. I use it on almost a daily basis. And actually, I have a challenge for myself, is because the Lenovo Legion Go is so capable, I actually recorded a video that I'm gonna be releasing here on this channel in the very near future where I used my Lenovo Legion Go as my main computer for 1 month straight. So this is my actual computer over here. It's the iBuyPower Slate 8 Mesh. And so for 1 month, I just used my desktop computer over here as a very pretty inexpensive paperweight. So if you're interested in my experience of me using my Lenovo Legion Go as my main and only computer for 1 month straight, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.